Looking for yet another way to enter the city without having to pay that annoying guard his money, Igor decided now that he would question the local vendors nearby on a possible way to enter the city, or just to see what they had for sale. Unfortunately, there was not too much that they could do. They were simply vendors, and none of them could give any indication as to how he could enter the city without paying the gate guard his terrible toll. Frustrated, he went on towards the nearest building that he saw the woman proselytizing outside of,
this man,
the one with the Soviet
you
flag.
guarding?
He was in for a treat.
A short, disheveled man standing by the entrance to a shed, his eyes darting from side to side. As he sees you, the man slaps himself on the knee and blurts out with fake enthusiasm. "Hello, mister! Did you come to take a look at the Pearl of Krasnoye? Today, only for you in this room, we have the real deal mummy of the father of the world proletariat, our comrade Lenin." What, the mummy of Lenin himself? I can't believe it. It simply can't be true. Am I going to need to do like a first aid check, I guess, to see what it's like? Oh well. Oh, but it is the actual mummy. We talk about it. Why talk about it? To a true connoisseur like yourself, I'm ready to show this unique, historic, captivating sight for a mere 15 rubles. Amigo, he's a common crook. He's just taking advantage of the people in the wasteland that become completely uneducated. Hey, no one needs your opinion. Educated man, my ass. Maybe some other time. I'm leaving. I'm just going to do a quick save, actually. Shouts at you again. Would you like to look at the leader of the world revolution who's now resting in this lovely town of Krasnoye? Just 15 rubles, and this amazing privilege is yours. Here's the money. Show me Lenin. You hand the money to the man who's greedily licking his lips and bowing subserviently. He lets you inside the house. No wonder you're doing better than the fortune teller. You're charging a much better rate. That's probably less bullshit too. Am I going to get shot to death? I hope not. It'd be a terrible business practice for him. Don't be shy, ask me any questions. Is he moving? He's moving. Zombie Lenin? Should we leave? I bet I have to do a first aid check, I bet. It looks exactly like him in the portrait. You bend over Lenin in his sarcophagus, which looks like a very ordinary coffin. The mummy doesn't react. Watch the mummy closely. Seem to notice the mummy's breast raising a little as if Comrade Lenin is breathing. This is, to put it mildly, slightly odd. He's been dead for at least 8 years. Sniff the mummy. Surprisingly, the mummy reeks of alcohol, cheap tobacco and onion. Ah, the food of the proletariat. You narrow your eyes suspiciously. This is not the appropriate smell for the precious father of the Russian revolutions. Tickle the mummy. You raise your fingers over the corpse, but the warden of the tiny museum jumps up on his chair and rushes to stand between you and the target. No, you can't touch the exhibit. For a second, it looks as if Lenin's mummy sighs with relief. Well, I can't rummage in his pockets if I'm not able to step back from the mummy. The man beckons you with his finger and proudly places his fist on his hips. How did they get such a good look-alike, though? Ask me anything, even the trickiest questions. Tell me about the life of Vladimir Lenin. Sure thing. What about exactly? I'll say his childhood. The future leader of the Comintern was born in the town of Ulyanovsk, known as Simbirsk, in the family of state councillor Alexandra Ulanova, a mighty bear hunter, Ilya Blank. In his childhood, Lenin took part in one of his father's expeditions to the far north, where he personally shot a giant bear with a crossbow. What the fuck? Such a nonsense. So now the titles are all wrong. Everything's wrong. Everything's very much right. I rely exclusively on the latest discoveries of historians. To be fair, how would I prove him wrong? It's just my word versus his. And this guy's got like a cool Lenin shack and a fake Lenin. Alright, tell me about his youth. His youth, Lenin spent hiding from the Royal Guard in a Finnish survival shelter on the shores of the Baltic Sea. During that time, he managed to read Marxist capitalism, as well as meet his future wife, Tatiana Krupskaya, after the World War I trenches of Verdun. I'm not brilliant on Lenin's life, actually, but... Oh lord, that's complete and utter nonsense. Not at all. Truth has been kept secret from the regular people for a long time. I'm sure you can say that about anything. Tell me about his mature revolutionary years. Ah yes, after Tsar's gendarmes executed Vladimir Ilyitch's brother, Alexander III, he arrived at the starving Leningrad in an armoured car and in December started the Great October Revolution. During it, the new economic policy was implemented, Kerensky was defeated, and political prostitute Trotsky was exiled. The rest is history. I'm not kidding. I'm in physical pain from listening to the stream of lies. Not a drop of lie here, just slight exaggeration perhaps. So it's a lie. Let's change the subject. Tell me how you got this mummy. Oh, it's a long and entertaining story. Could you be more specific, please? How did you retrieve it from destroyed Moscow? Oh yeah, I wonder what that looks like now. Have you heard the secret of Moscow underground tunnels of the KGB? The thing is, apart from everything else, I was an agent in this organization, and so I had access to the tunnels. When the first bombs fell, the first thing I did was to drag our respectable comrade Lenin through these tunnels. I can well believe it. Another question? How did you deliver it to Krasnoye? During the Great Migration to the south, I transported the mummy, claiming it was my friend and disguising the leader's true identity under the glasses with a fake nose and a long wig. Vladimir Ilyich was so well preserved that all the people we met on our way were convinced he's alive, just not very talkative. Uh-huh. I'm convinced he's alive and not very talkative. How do you keep it preserved? The thing is, a special balsamic vinegar is used in the embalming process. It's made of a grape moss, and that's one of the goods still stored by some of the traders travelling from the south. That's what keeps the mummy in such perfect condition. Ahem. Is that so? To hell with it. Let's better change the subject. Tell me about yourself, mister. Why was Lenin carrying a lot? Oh. Well, haven't introduced yourself. I'll amend it this very moment. Great Anatoly at your services. A showman, as they used to call in the West. An amateur historian with a philosophy degree from the VA Steklov University, as well as your humble guide to the maze of Comrade Lenin's life. Try me. So far, as clear as it is. Yeah, you know what? Rummage in the mummy's pockets. You cast aside, look at the scruffy warden who follows your every movement, still leaving a superfluous glance enough to see the mummy's pockets are empty, except for one which reveals a bottleneck. Tickle the mummy. Nope, still won't let me touch the exhibit. The man beckons you with his finger and proudly places his fist on his hips. How can I broach the subject of him having that bottle? There we go. Oh, I thought this was... Wait, what? I thought I'd already selected this one. Oh, there were 3 great feats in the life of Lenin apart from the revolution. His victory over a monstrous mermic, a single-handed building of Stalin's skyscraper, and a taming of the bloodthirsty Fanny Kaplan. What the fuck? Tell me about the victory over a monstrous mermic. In the memorable year of 1917, the dwellers of Petrograd were terrorized by a horrendous giant mermic. This monstrous animal reached the size of an elephant due to the effect of a radiation chamber of the eccentric zoology professor Vladimir Ipatchevich Persikov. Tormented citizens who were suffering already as it was. It ate the buckwheat harvest and caused the hunger in the Volga region. But Lenin wasn't taken aback by it. He was dragged a log to the mermic's lair, carved it into a steak, and put the monster's favourite food, buckwheat porridge, on its very tip. When the hungry mermaid rushed to eat the porridge, he impaled itself on the steak. Mermaics only appeared recently after the war. What are you even talking about? Oh, it wasn't a modern day mermic, but a mermic from back then. A result of experimentation gone wrong at the Red Ray State Farm. Tell me about the beginning of the building of Stalin's skyscraper. One day, Comrade Sal decided to build, what's it called, a skyscraper in the center of Moscow. But since the general electrification hadn't yet reached the city of Kazan, and all USSRs garnered the particularly sturdy alloys, this idea of his was, so to speak, put on hold. All the USSRs garnered the particularly... Huh. It was once again Lenin who suggested the right solution. Let's use the granite from the quarry on the Neva Quay to build it, said the leader. It turned out he was right. During the next Stakhanovite 5-year plan, a real skyscraper was built in Moscow. They began building these high-rises after Lenin's death, not to mention everything else you said wrong. Well, after Lenin's death, they simply began building them in big quantities, whilst the first experimental one was built in the times of our dear chief. So how did Lenin tame Fanny Kaplan? On 29th of July, the factory named after Vladimir Ilyich, the mean right-wing socialist revolutionary Fanny Royd, aka Kaplan, attacked her dear father, Comrade Lenin. Without any warning, she stabbed Lenin, who was working at the factory, in his heart with a knife covered in Curie poison. I'm surprised he survived. I can't dispute all these facts he's throwing at me. But their plan didn't work out. Right over his heart, in his chest pocket, Lenin carried his party membership card. The knife at the evil-minded right-wing socialist revolutionary Fanny Royd, more known as Kaplan, bounced from it and stabbed her right in the eye, which caused her to turn into a green bubble mud the very next moment. Story is so far from the truth that even the person who knows nothing about history would be terrified by it. Change the subject. I should go. Can I do anything else to him? Information. You see, Lenin. I doubt it. Well, so far it's as clear as it is. So have I got anything from this then? Fortune teller. Investigate. Right. Might as well do save. I don't know whether I can ask any other questions. There's not really that much to ask. Nope, it's pretty much just a standard fare. And speak to the fortune teller, see whether she's got anything else to say. Igor tried to dutifully report his findings to the fortune teller, but she was of no help. Bewildered, he wandered back to the shack in order to try something more drastic. In a way, it worked. Can I just pickpocket stuff, or? Oh no, I thought he was about to say something about thieves. Hey, we can't take any thieves named Lenin's talking! He's literally talking! What if I... He's actually... I'm being attacked by Lenin! Can't you see they're charlatans, Fidel? No! Yeah, fuck this. Igor would let them have this round. Nope. Right, let's talk to some random guys then. See if there's anyone else at the bar at this hour. A new naked man. A shy, small young man walks around the street. When he sees you, he turns to you and extends his hand. You grab it without thinking too much and almost cry out. The palm of the man's whole hand is cold, sweaty and clammy. Adam Blinovich, head of the Victim Society for the Victims of Dr. Vasilov, the infamous medium and pseudoscientist. Are you a victim as well? No, you're not. You don't even look like a victim. So why are you here? Singular ruble. Who's Dr. Vasilov and who are his victims? The man suddenly covers his face with his hands and sneezes, and he puts his hands back into his pocket. You notice that they're now covered in green buggers and smelly slime. Oh Jesus! And he gave me a freaking handshake. The voice that would make anyone fall asleep who drones on. Who's Dr. Vasilov? Everyone knows Dr. Vasilov where I'm from. He's a right bastard. He created this pseudoscientific theory and we're its victims. There are so many. I got one new member each month. Some of us he made strong yet stupid, some were smart yet sickly. His theory that he created way before the war was this: every person is formed from several so-called characteristics he sees called stats, like strength, dexterity, luck, or endurance. Each stat is equal to a certain number from 1, almost absent, to 11, very strong. He then develops a set of exercises, meditations, and spiritual practices that could make your stats grow or change. Tons of people started practicing his teachings. Everyone wants to be strong and fast nowadays, right? But what he didn't warn us about is that as you grow one stat, you lower the others. That's why I can now do this. The man takes several small objects like soap, dried bread, some keys, bottle caps out of his pockets and starts juggling them with amazing dexterity. Even though what he does is beyond most humans, you feel bored as you watch him. See how agile I am? That agility cost me my charisma. Now my wife has left me, saying she's afraid to die of boredom. My friends tell me I make them feel depressed and ignore me. Also, I look creepy and sound like a robot. Oh god. I love the way the first two are opposites. Hey, I know, I'll go get the doc and make him fix you. Or, I know where this is going. And my answer is no, I won't help you find the doc and I won't make him fix you. Okay. I'll help him. What? Why do you think we need any help? Dr. Vasilov is actually long dead. Some of the folks he made strong by turning them mentally retarded tore them to pieces way back then. Wow. The bastard got what he deserves. I had to put boiling water inside my anus for a month because of it. Wait, what? Some folks have it worse. For example, one guy became so lucky he now finds canned goods everywhere he goes, yet his endurance is low and his stomach is so weak he just vomits everything back. And when he doesn't, he gets blood in his farts. Huh. So no help. No help is needed. I'm simply keeping a list of victims. I take what they can spare and share it with those who have it the worst. Look, buddy, what you told me isn't even possible. Plus, you're saying you don't have any charisma, yet you're the leader of the whole victim society. Quit making yourself think you're worthless. Although I do have a meta, creepy feeling about this. The man pouts. There's no Christians poke for victims, my friend. Well, I could talk to you. Most people tend to avoid my company. Why do people chase you away? Man answers that, no emotion in his voice. Don't you see I have no charisma? Dios mio, thank you for saying that. I wanted to say it since I first saw you, but I did not want to offend. Well, that's some self-depreciation right there, boyo. Another question, though. Where are you from, bud? Monotone, emotionless voice that you hear. It sounds like he's getting less freaking, less charismatic by the second. A monotone, emotionless voice that you hear could be mistaken for digitally synthesized facsimile, but the unlikable man before you is obviously not a machine. I'm from a region called the Beloved Wasteland. It didn't suffer too much in the bombings, but some beasts did mutate, especially the bears. Oh yeah, I've run across one of those. There's nothing interesting or fun listening about the hideous mutated bears. I know because you look bored. It's not the bears, dude. It's your emotionless droning. Another question. What do you do for a living? Like I told you, I represent a victim society. Each month every victim at the cynical Dr. Sealock gives me whatever they can spare. It is then divided between all of us equally. Right. And you got rumors? I heard that Clavdia has a lover who's also a member of the Chamber of Commerce. This is why she doesn't pay rent. What a story. Oh, wowee. Ugh. Damn, dude. If your juicy rumors turn to boring shit when they fly from your mouth. That's harsh. Don't ask you any more questions. Alright, I've got nothing to talk about. Bye. Well. Another guy there.
With the boring man out of the way,
See, a middle-aged
Igor
man
decided to
who has
continue
some
on
of
his
those
path,
dress.
looking for new ways to bypass the gate guard.
Hello.
He spoke to many people.
Oh, you want to take
Some
me as
of
your wife,
them
huh? Nope,
old
and I'll turn you.
ones who he'd spoken to
Wait, what?
before,
What?
and others new
okay.
ones.
Ask away if
But
you need to.
None
What's there to
were
say?
able to
I cope
assist
as
him
well
in
I
his
can.
mighty
I
task.
feel glad each morning I
He would
wake
have
up
to
that I
speak
didn't
to
die
the
in the
gate
night.
guard and deal with him in a charismatic manner.
Right, it's great. Either I'm absolutely dense, which is probably likely, or I can't seem to find this guy, which also possibly likely. So let's just play the guard. I mean, how much money do I have anyway? 2,000 rubles. That's a quarter, I guess. Fine, take my money. Fuck you, guard. Look at that. Why, thank you very much. Fine, go on in. Get some medical attention to the city. Haha. And don't you worry, it's a one-time fee. I won't ask you to pay again. Wait a second, answer a couple of questions for me, will you? Sure, good chat, why not? Do you like standing here? You see a lot of people passing through. You don't say. People from all over the place rushing in to experience a big city life. However, it's up to me whether or not they get to do it. I always feel so important when I get to make decisions like these. With great power comes great responsibility, and to make sure not to let in any wandering tourists infected with the terrible disease known as Krasnov syndrome. Oh, it's so disgusting I don't even want to say its name out loud. At first you don't even feel it, but then all hell breaks loose. Pus, vomit, your eyes popping out your head like a snail. Ugh. Yeah, I've heard about it already. Loose-lipped sick ships. You catch a lot of smugglers? Pff, what even is smuggling nowadays? If it ain't biting or going to explode any second, go on right ahead. There was this one time though, I couldn't bring myself to let this merchant in even though he paid me. I just couldn't let such a deviant in, open the gates for him. He tried to get the cart in the city, and the cart was filled with thousands of playing cards, and all of them had naked broads on them, in different positions like this and that. let him go to Paragon and corrupt people there with his filth. So I confiscated as many cards as my pockets could fit and sent him packing. Wow, what a moral crusader you are. Is there a lot of fights breaking out here at the border? Not really. I have not long ago had to kick some fool's ass. Picture this, I'm approached by a former paratrooper guy, all dashing and glorious. Even had this beret on and everything, but he was wearing it almost on his face, so you couldn't really see it. And he was lit to the gills. Wait. Open up gates, Chav. I want to get all up in your mutant lady's business. Obviously, I tried to talk some sense into him and explain that this isn't the way to address a government official, and our ladies won't fall for his charms. But he dug his heels in, kind of like the Greco-Roman wrestlers do. Tried to take me down. Good thing I had the club. Say a paratrooper called you a chav. Probably hear rumors. People do talk, they do, but there's rarely a reason to pay attention to what they're saying. They tend to enjoy telling tall tales, like the one about how one of the esteemed members of the Chamber of Commerce keeps a pig right in his private residence. Wait. So... Huh. We're saying that David Cameron survived the apocalypse and came to Russia? However, I've heard the rumor recently, which might not be a rumor after all. Have you heard this famous performer Gaydov. He has some good songs, the kind that's stuck in your head. So I heard his songs that condemn our government are in fact written by some broad from Paragon. Makes you think, what else is fake in our world? Keep that in mind. Have a fuck you day. Wow, into the city. I'm spoiled for choice. So many NPCs to talk to. So many ways to go. Guess I'll start with this man on the corner who's standing so close to the entrance. How did you get in? It looks like you're living in a slum. It's a lot of beer. He looks very shifty. The young man notices you from afar and waves to you energetically until you come closer. When you do, he unceremoniously slaps your shoulder and says in a confident voice, "Ah, hello to my future business partner. Well, should we talk about strategy?" What business, what? The man slaps his forehead and chuckles. Alright, it'd be much better to go into it if you heard my first proposal. Right, yeah, it'd be go much better if you first heard my proposal. Why is it so difficult to say that? I'll start with an introduction. My name's Oleg, but my friends call me simply Oleg. Currently, I'm the sole entrepreneur in the bottle business. Awesome stuff, right? Bottles, huh? Call me intrigued. It's easy. Look, for example, you have a bottle. How'd you like to use it? I can fill it up with water. Yeah, use it like it was meant to be used. But the bottle's a wondrous object that has many various uses. The mere existence of this artifact is mind-boggling. So why don't you try and make some good money with it? Sounds like an MLM. Like a pyramid scheme. How can I make money with a bottle other than try to sell it to someone? That's just the surface level, my friend. Yes, you can sell the bottle. A bottle will always find a customer willing to pay. But any businessman knows that selling stuff isn't how making money works. The bottle needs to work for you, see? Not by going to work or building roads and business and houses, but metaphorically speaking. The work that the bottle must do is this. Inspiring the actions of those who have bottles, you see? The bottles want to move, to take action. They don't want to stay in one place. You must not let your bottles sit in place. They must work. You should not collect bottles if you're not planning to multiply them or use them to do something. So he's an investment banker. It's an investment bottle banker. Here's what I'm saying. Think about it. You have a bottle, a space-age multi-tool. It asks you to use it, to get some money with it. If you combine all the uses there are for any bottle, you get a sum of 10,000 rubles in total. And that's just ballpark numbers. A bottle might make you millions. The fuck are we talking about right here? Let's just leave this place. Bottles are great, but this is just nonsense. Hold up, don't go. I know it's a lot of information to handle, but believe me, one day it might just save our life. So you want to tell me a bottle? No, I wanted to tell you a possibility. No, that's also wrong. I want to make you my partner in business. Stop letting your money lie in your dirty pockets. Do yourself solid and invest into bottles. Bottles are great for investing. They're made of glass, they're fragile, poetic, noble. All those that are made of plastic are almost as good. They're sturdy, reliable, loyal, and practical. In your opinion, what's the price for a dream? I think dreams have no price. That's why I'm willing to give you 1,000% discount on your purchase. 100 rubles for a bottle and you become an investor. No. Not a buyer, a true investor. Many people in the West have this old habit of saving money in a stash somewhere. But will such saving make anyone rich? No. But be careful, careful investors sure will. I'm saying this without a doubt. Huh. Hold up, I can simply find some free bottles on that junk pile. Technically, yes. Practically, nearly impossible. But this way of working will never, I repeat, never bring you any money at all. You can hold on to your 100 measly rubles now, but remember, it's not even a big price of financial freedom. I have a better proposal. How about I sell you my bottles for, I don't know, 50 rubles? I see you're a great businessman, but to put it to the test. Example, I have a rare Duchess soda bottle. That bottle is bought by a rich, true-to-grader trader, prepared to pay 100 million rubles for it. You want to sell it to him, but I hid it in a box. What do you do? Oh, I'd ask you for that bottle. Right, but I will give it to you. See what I mean? Right now, you don't want to spend some 100 lousy rubles to get a million later. 100 million later. Those are cold facts. Yeah, I should go. See you. Well, if that's any taste of what the city's going to be like, then it's going to be a lovely and bottle-full place.